Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter, back from vacation. It is Sat Chat time. I'm rusty, guys. I haven't filmed in over a week. More like a week and a half. Yeah, more like a week and a half since I filmed anything, and I do feel very rusty, so bear with me. This is Sat Chat. It's not a tutorial. Who knows what we're going to talk about, but yeah, if you just want to hang out and maybe talk about some artsy stuff for about half an hour, then join us. Join us here in the Frugal Crafter community. We'd love to have you. So, as promised, first things first, I want to let you know that as promised, the week 2 for the retreat in France, we're opening it up for another week, it is going live right now. So 7 a.m. on Saturday morning. There's a link in the video description. It's first come, first serve. I gave you a heads up a couple weeks ago that it was coming and that I would let you Sat Chatters know about it first. So if you wanted to book a spot in that retreat at the end of May 2024 in the south of France, it is it's a fully guided retreat. You've got lessons every day. There's going to be excursions, a lot of plein air painting, urban sketching. We're going to build a sketchbook. I'm going to show you how to do how to stitch together a sketchbook, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. The sketchbook, actually, this is kind of like what we're going to do. This kind of binding here. See the Coptic stitch. And the great thing about it is once you learn how to do these, you can make sketchbooks for the rest of your life. It's fun. It's very addicting. It's a lot of fun to make these. But we're going to be doing a lot of plein air painting and urban sketching and just painting on locations. This is just going to be painting and wine tasting and seeing the sights. It's going to be a blast. So if you would like to join us for that, link in the video description. I did post a promo for the first week of the Uptruck retreat, and I will post a new one for this second week, but I'm giving you guys first dibs. So there you go. I can link to the old video promo if you want to see that I posted when we launched the first week. But yeah, it filled up so fast that they asked me if I would stay for another week and teach another one. So I said, sure, I'm in France anyway. When in France, teach some more and, have some more wine and make some more sketchbooks and paint some more things. I think that's what they say, isn't it? It doesn't quite have the same ring to it as when in Rome, but you get the picture. I made notes because it's been such a busy week. I just got back from vacation, and I don't know, it's kind of like, I get kind of like freaked out telling people that I'm going on vacation and where I'm going. So not many people knew where I went, but I went to the Inktober retreat in upstate New York. It's in a little town called Malone at the Focus Retreat Center. And they had 2 weeks of it. I went to the second week, and my husband and I both went, and there were 2 other people there that went. It was a very small group. It's a self-guided retreat, and we had a great time. The people at the Focus Retreat Center, they cook all your meals, so you just show up, and they feed you and they give you a place to sleep, a place to work. And it's really lovely. We went on a hike by a waterfall, and I did a couple plein air sketches there, and wandered around Malone, did some plein air sketching at a couple of buildings that I saw right there in the village, and it was great. Jason and I took a trip down to Watertown, where he would spend his summers as a kid, and then we went over to St. Alexandria Bay, or was it just Alexandria Bay? Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous coastal. Did I say coastal? It's not really it's on the St. Lawrence River, so it's on that coast, not like an ocean coast. But when you're standing there on the shore, you look across onto one of the islands. It's a 1,000 island region. So you look across this island called Hart Island, where this hotel magnate built a castle for his wife, and it's called Bolt Castle. It's a humongous castle, and I think he started building it either late 1800s or early 1900s. But anyways, his wife died, and then he just stopped construction, just left it. And so they've been restoring that castle. I think they started maybe in the 60s or 70s or something to restore it and build it up. So anyway, it was closed for the season, but we could see it from Alexandria Bay, and it was gorgeous. I did a sketch of that. I'm gonna do a flip through of the sketches I did when I was on vacation. It's too much to throw into this, but I did want to just kind of tell you a little bit about the trip. It was such a cute little town, and it was past season, so it was not busy at all. Took tons of photos, and I was noticing a lot of really interesting vintage signs and vintage like storefronts and things like that. So I took a bunch of photos. I did a few sketches. Again, I'll show you that in that sketchbook flip through, which I've got to do at some point here. But yeah, it was great. It was very cute, very picturesque. It was nice to drive around there, and Jason wanted to see the places that he, you know, spent summers and see how it changed, and I'd never been, so that was really fun for me. And yeah, it was just basically a really chill week. If I had one complaint, I really have no complaints about the week, but if I did have a complaint, it would be the coffee. I'm very particular about my coffee, and the coffee was not very strong. And I mean, like, I make coffee that your spoon will stand up in. I mean, I like a strong cup of coffee. And so I have 1.5, 2 cups of coffee in the morning, and I have them in a nice big bowl, so it's probably more like 6 cups of coffee. But I have that in the morning, and then I'm good for the day. Maybe a cup of tea in the afternoon or late morning or something. And I mean, I was very relaxed because I was not fully caffeinated, so I had a very restful week. I rested a lot. It was a lot of resting, and a lot of sketching. There was actually a live class with Jake Parker, the Inktober founder, and it was really neat because there was only 4 of us, so you know, he got to spend a lot of one-on-one attention. It was like over Zoom because he was in California at the time, and you kind of like when we showed up at the retreat, they asked us all to set our intentions. What do you want to do? And like, my intention is I want to finish some sketchbook. I finished 3 sketchbooks, and another one I only have 1 page left in. So the sketchbook snowball is getting smaller, or the snowball's getting bigger. The snowball of completed sketchbooks is getting bigger, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, I'm blowing through some sketchbooks. And so I said my intentions was to finish up some sketchbooks that I brought, and also I wanted to get better at urban sketching and architectural drawing. And so I asked Jake Parker what like his tips of for like architectural drawing, and he looked up my Instagram where I've been posting all my Inktober work, and he said you got what it takes to make the art that you want to make. Don't bring a ruler, just get out there and just draw, and then you'll get that whimsical look you're after. You don't need a ruler, because I was bringing a ruler. I was like bringing lines over and thinking I had to be a little bit more precise. So when he said you don't need a ruler, that freed me up to just be like, just go for it. And I was just going for it right in pen without a pencil sketch, and it was great. I was really enjoying that much more. I felt a lot more confident after just hearing somebody give me permission to like just get rid of the ruler, just go for it. And it's not like I'm very inhibited when it comes to art. I don't feel like I'm inhibited at all when it comes to art, but there is, I think when you kind of dipping your toe in a new subject matter, you can get a little intimidated, or not. You're trying the techniques that worked for other subject matter that might not cross over. So that helped a lot, and I got quite a few little architectural sketches done, which again I'll show you during the sketchbook tour when I get to that. But yeah, it was a nice week. It was a really nice week. Jason had bought a camera to take to France, just a kind of a fit in your pocket type of camera that would be better than a cell phone, but he actually upgraded his phone, and so he was taking the new camera and his phone out and taking a photo with the camera, a photo with the phone, and the photos from his phone actually looked better, so it was kind of funny. But it's like, well, I guess you probably don't need to bring that camera when we go to France. So he went out and got a lot of reference photos for me as well, and took a little video. So I'm hoping to work some of that into some upcoming videos coming up soon. Maybe do some, maybe some architectural sketches with you. Maybe live, I don't know, maybe live, maybe recorded, I'm not really sure. When you step away from work, it gives you a chance to kind of reevaluate everything you do, and like, is the juice worth the squeeze? Should I keep doing this? Should I try something different? Is this a waste of time? Is this worth my time? You know, do people like this? Do people don't care about this? It just gives you a little bit of a break from it, so you can kind of look at it a little bit more objectively. Gotta tell you though, when I came back and I saw, like, I looked at my my analytics, and I was just seeing down arrows. I was like, had the plunge into panic as soon as I was starting back to work. It gets like, oh, Lindsay, you just need to you need to step back. You need to calm down. Don't waste all of the restfulness and calm from vacation. But yeah, it just, you know, it gives you a little bit of perspective, and yeah, it was good. It was good. Sorry for the noise. I don't know if you can hear it or not. You always say you can't hear it, but the water pump just went off. Lila's home from school. She came home for the weekend, and we're all going to go out to dinner tonight. my son and his girlfriend watched the house when we were on vacation, which was great because they took care of the dog, and that was something, because that was my biggest worry, is like, is the dog gonna be okay? And she was great. She was happy to see us, but she didn't seem, you know, bothered at all that we were gone. And the cats, of course, as long as their bowl is full, they could care less. And let's see. They couldn't care less. I'm distracted by the noise of that. Oh, it's so irritating. But anyway, let's see what else I have on my list. Oh my gosh, so we drove to this town called Potsdam. And actually, when we were stopped at a stoplight, I took a photo of this marquee on this old American theater. It's called the American Theater. And I did a little bookmark painting of that. I'll show you that in the sketchbook flip through anyway. But there was this, we drove by this area of town, and there were all these toilets out on this lawn with like flowers planted in them and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I bet someone got ticked off by the town council there, and like that's the first thing that popped into mind. I'm like, that is some civil disobedience right there. That's a rebellious statement. And I looked it up, and sure enough, it was somebody that had a problem with it with the town. He wanted to sell his business to Dunkin' Donuts, I guess, and the town wouldn't let him. And so that was his protest, and I thought that was hilarious. It was in the business district. It's not like it was like in the residential district or anything. But yeah, that's whenever I see something like that, I go, oh, someone's ticked off at the town council or the town government. Oh, the holiday gift guide video is up. I just posted that 2 days ago, Thursday afternoon. I had actually filmed it before I left on vacation, but I didn't have time to compile the list and links and everything like that. So that is up if you want to check that out. A few people had actually commented like, when's your gift guide coming out? When's your gift guide coming out? And I'm like, oh, it seems so early for holiday gift guide. And so then I looked at last year. Last year I posted it on like October 17th. I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty late for, to post a gift guide, But man, this year has just flown by. I don't know if it feels like that to you. I guess every year it just feels faster, but it definitely snuck up on me. So I'm like, oh, let's film that. And then yesterday afternoon I spent a couple hours getting the list together. I think, let's see. Oh, I read a book. So I haven't read a book in so long. I just haven't been able to focus and relax enough at home to read. And so I brought like 4 or 5 books with me. I'm like, one of these. I will read one of these. And I started a couple, couldn't get into them. And then I started this book that I picked up just on a lark. Never heard of the author, never heard of the book, but it looked interesting at the library book sale this summer, and it was $1. And the book is called My Lovely Wife, and it was in the library, but the library removed it and put it in the book sale. And but the synopsis sounded kind of interesting, so I brought it with me, and that was such a fun book to read. It was such a quick read. I don't know, it was a quick read. I read it over a couple of days, but I was reading quite a bit. I was just relaxing because I wasn't super caffeinated, I guess. And it was really engaging. It's a kind of I don't know if you call it a murder mystery. I don't know exactly what you call the genre, but Samantha Downing is the author. I think it was her first novel, so I'm definitely going to look at some more books from her and see what I can find. But I think they have the hardcover for like $13 on Amazon if anybody wants to grab it, or check out your library, they might have it. But Samantha Downing, it's called My Lovely Wife, and it's kind of quirky. It's fast-paced. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and you might too if you like kind of like I don't know if you call it a murder mystery. It's I don't know what to call it, but kind of, it was very very interesting. Well, when I was at the retreat, I needed a bookmark because I was reading, and I didn't bring one with me, and I'm like, oh, well, I brought this little tin I keep in my travel backpack of painting stuff, my watercolor backpack, the one with the stool with it. I've showed it to you before on the channel. And I have this little tin in there with watercolor postcards and also watercolor bookmarks, because like when I cut down paper, if I'm making like different things and you have those offcuts. I had made some round blocks a couple of years ago, and when I chopped down my paper, I think it was like the B paper, I had like the little strips from the end, and I just chopped them all down and stuck them in there for bookmarks. And so I painted myself a bookmark. One was the American Theater, and then I painted Jason a pterodactyl bookmark because he was trying to steal my bookmark. But then I was thinking that like every year I put some extra bonus material in my hand painted holiday class so that anybody that's bought the class in the past gets this kind of like secret surprise every year. And I was thinking, I guess it's not going to be a secret surprise if I tell you, but I was thinking that I might do bookmarks. Like I think it might be fun to do some like holiday or just winter themed bookmarks, because then they'd be really cute, like little stocking stuffers, or you could put them in a book as part of a gift, or with a bookstore gift card, or I don't know. I just think it'd be kind of neat. I mean, I think a lot of people still read paper books. I know I do. Because I get them out at the library, and I buy them at, you know, used book sales and stuff like that. I read a lot. Well, I don't read a lot of anything these days, but I do go in phases where I'll read quite a bit on my phone because it's just so handy, and I'll borrow them from the online library. Like the town library, probably your town does too, has like will work with like Libby or Cloud Library or Overdrive or something, like one of these library sources where you can borrow books from your library but digitally on your tablet or phone or whatever. And I do that too. I guess it's probably more in the winter, just because I guess I'm probably a little bit more lethargic in the winter, and I'm more likely to like pile under a bunch of blankets and sit still for hours and read a book. So that works out pretty well. But I also like to read paper books, and I like to bookmark. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you still use bookmarks? Let me know. Let me know if you are in Hand Painted Holiday. Would you like a bookmark, like addition to the course? And then what I do, and man, we are getting late in the season. I feel like it's so late in the season to be doing this. I feel like I should have had this done already. But you know, should, right? You don't want to should all over yourself. You want to just do what you can and do your best, right? Oh, I don't know if you can tell or not, but I colored my hair before I went on vacation, and I think I blended the roots pretty well, because I don't think they stand out. They were standing out so bad. They were bothering me really badly. And I was watching the last Sat Chat back, and I was like, not the one that posted last week, because that one was filmed like a month ago when I had nice freshly colored hair. My hair grows pretty fast. So before I left, I trimmed it, and I recolored it, and my husband was at the grocery store. I'm like, can you get me this color of hair dye? And he didn't have the color that I needed. So I'm like, he's like, well, they've got this dark blonde. I'm like, okay, get that. So I was mixing it with an extra light blonde that I had. I was doing some mixing. I actually had to bring in the Dr. P.H. Martin Radiance like dye watercolors in too, because I had to like tint it a little bit after. I'm like, oh, that needs a little bit of adjusting. But I'm happy with the color. I think that I got a pretty natural look at it. It felt so dark at first. I was like, oh my gosh, it looks so dark. But the reason I want to color it a little bit darker is because I'm so pale in the winter, and I think any summer tan, I didn't really get a tan this summer. I was using like the Jergens Natural Glow, but that's kind of a pain to keep up with. And then your towels get all like, you know, discolored from that stuff. So it's kind of like, it's such a temporary thing. It's the upkeep, you know. The upkeep to look presentable is just too much sometimes. So I'm like, well, I'm going to go a little darker, but I don't want to. I had such a hard time getting the red to stick to my hair last year, and then I couldn't get rid of it. It's like I couldn't get it to stay when I wanted it, and I couldn't get rid of it when I was sick of it. And then the mess that it makes. I'm like, I'm sick of like cleaning a bathroom that looks like somebody's been murdered in it, which is, it does when I color my hair red. And I'm just kind of like, I'm over it. So I think this darker blonde hair looks all right. And I was thinking it was too dark at first, but now I think it's all right. I think my roots are going to blend in. I'm going to grow in fine, so I don't have to color it so often, hopefully. We'll see. I tire of my face in the mirror so much that I feel like I need to change it up all the time. But I should probably just stop fussing and festering so much. Man, so Inktober's done, and every year, like halfway through, I'll be like, why am I doing Inktober? I'm doing this again next year. No, I'm not going to do it again. It's too much work. It's like something to tack on the end of the day, because I always say, no, you're going to do it during your work day, because, you know, you should be able to fit that in. See, there's should again. You should be able to fit this in because you are a working artist. You should be able to fit this in your day, roll it up with everything else you're doing, and it never works out that way. I always end up having to most days do it at night, and it's just a lot, and it's just kind of like, why am I doing this? And then I was seeing the sentiment online, and I was kind of feeling it too, to be honest, just feeling like usually when you do, or at least in my experience, when I've done like a monthly challenge like World Watercolor Month or Inktober, when you are, you know, creating every day and you're really trying to create something, you know, really worthwhile, and you're posting it every day, usually you get a lot more engagement on your Instagram or other social media. And so if you're a working artist, it helps build your business, and it's like, because you're putting a lot of work into it, so you do want to see, I mean, obviously you want to see the most important metric is your own personal growth. Let's see what time I have left. Oh, I got 8 minutes. You want to see your own skills improve. You want to see yourself level up, but you also want to get a little bit of eyeballs on your work, because if you're a working artist, you know, the only way you're a working artist is if people see your work and either buy your artwork or take a class or watch your videos or something like that that's gonna you know, help you build your business or sustain your business. And I was definitely seeing a lot of comments about other people doing Inktober, saying that they're not getting the engagement, and they were very frustrated, and because at first I thought it was just me, so it was a little validating to see other people complaining about it too. It's like, oh, okay, I guess everybody's like engagement is down, but it was kind of interesting to see. And then I don't know if you go to Instagram, you see, like, you know, Instagram started that Threads, which is another social media site which is supposed to like compete with Twitter, I guess. And every once in a while I'll be on Instagram and like a Threads like post will pop up, and if you click on it, if you want to see what it says or see what the rest, it'll like give you some enticing like first line, and you have to click on it, and then it opens Threads and you can read the rest of the thing. But I've been seeing tons of Threads, and maybe, I don't know why I'm seeing them in my Instagram feed, and I click over and then there's tons of them. And it's a lot of artists saying that they are just not getting seen on Instagram anymore. So it's definitely people are struggling with that. So if you're struggling with that, hey man, a lot of people are, it's not you. Just keep doing your thing, and just, I don't know, just know that it's not just you if you're frustrated with that. I've never gotten a lot of traction on Instagram, so I mean, it's great if it happens. It's great if I do World Watercolor Month or Inktober and it does, you know, bring a lot more eyeballs. But Instagram has just never been my platform. I should do, there should again, man, look at me. Should. I think I post my work to Instagram. I like that format. I like using Instagram. I like looking at other artists' work. I wish I could turn off Reels so I could just see the artwork. But then that's pretty much it. It will auto post to my personal Facebook page. I wish I could have it also auto post to my business Facebook page, because then I don't think to post my stuff on Instagram anywhere else until like I do my monthly wrap up of like Inktober. I'll do that on YouTube, and then I'll post all those photos onto my blog. But other than that, I don't really post it anywhere else, and I feel like I'm kind of missing the boat. Like I'm not doing what I should do, you know what I mean? I'm not optimizing everything. And so I think that's part of like a good reason to step back, to kind of see, okay, what am I doing? What's actually working? What's not working? What should I change? So I don't know. I haven't really made any decisions. I did think for a hot second about like not doing my blog anymore, because I'm like, this is like crickets over here. It's I get the quarter of the views that I used to when I started back in, you know, well, I started in 2008 or 2009, but yeah, I'm getting a quarter of the views that I used to get 10 years ago. It's like, is it worth it? But then it's like, well, my blog post to my business Facebook page, and I probably would never post to my business Facebook page otherwise, unless it was like, like I was having a live stream and I just wanted to let people know about it. So, I mean, at least I guess I, you know, keep things kind of swirling that way. I don't know. So I guess it is kind of worth, yeah, I was like, is the juice worth the squeeze? That's something I'm always asking myself whenever I do something new. And it's, yeah, it's just, there's so many options. There's so many things you can do and so many things you can optimize, but you only have so many hours in the day. It's so hard to figure out what to do, you know? It's, I don't know. I'm just kind of like plodding along and making my way. But, yeah. I will remind you that I have a Michael's class coming up. What did I do with it? Here it is. On the 17th. I posted the time lapse of this, but if you want to paint this little ornament. This is one of my Inktober ones. It was for shine. Oh, I don't remember what the prompt was. I could have used it for sparkle, but I used a Christmas bow for sparkle. Oh, was I doing Christmas stuff? I don't know. But that will be on October 17th. It would make a great Christmas card, I think. And that's a free class. I will link it up in the video description. And of course, don't forget, if you want to sign up for the French retreat, the second week of that, it's going to be like the 20th or the 27th, I believe. All the details will be that link in the video description. Also, if you have any questions for the folks at Uptrack, I'll put that information there too, so you can contact them if you have any questions before booking. But yeah, it's yeah, I do know that I have like 14 people on the waiting list from the first week, so yeah, if you're on the waiting list, I would say grab a spot, because I don't know if they contact people from the waiting list until after, like, I announce it. So I just wanted to let you know. No pressure, obviously, but if you did want to get a spot, then go for it. Oh, I found a great tip, and I'm going to share it here, because in case you don't watch the sketchbook tours. These little towels, have you ever seen, there's like camping towels? They're like washcloths, or they're just called little towels. Like, I don't know, towel pellets, or there's like a towel in here. And anyway, I've been using those for, oh, here's one that's, that I've used and rinsed. You can keep rinsing these over and over again. They're like, they're cotton. They are the most absorbent thing. They're great for dabbing your water brush on, but I stick those in my travel bags, and they're great for that. I got the tip from Alice Lim, who's a urban sketcher here on YouTube, and I'm like, what a fantastic idea. And we had a bunch of those in the camping gear, first aid gear box. So I grabbed a couple for different plein air setups, and they work fantastic. So thought I would share that with you. I know I've shared it on some, I don't know where I shared it. I shared it somewhere, but I can't remember exactly where. Oh, I'm so out of sorts, or out of practice, one or the other. But I think I've gotten through most of the news this week. Yeah. So what's new with you? Let me know in the comments below. It'll be nice to catch up with everyone again. I probably will not go back through all the comments that I missed over the week, just because it's overwhelming. So if you had something important that you needed to ask me or whatnot, just leave a new comment, because it's yeah. It's important. Just let me know now, because I'm probably not going to see it. And with that, I guess we're all set. I'm planning on taking the kids out to dinner tonight, getting everyone together, and that will be nice. So everyone's in town, and I don't think I have anything planned this weekend other than just chilling with my homies. I'm such a dork. Oh, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye.